My name is Saima Chaudhary, and I am responsible for helping to implement the local popularity map in User Story 1. I created the Map View app through the terminal and then added it to the overall settings file of the project within the installed apps list so that it can be recognized by Django and loaded into the project. Then I created a URL in the URLs file of Movie Store so the routes with map in it can request the app. Within map view, the URLs file defines which URLs are handled by the functions in the views file of map view. The views file implements the logic so that the HTML page can be rendered and the data can be returned for the local popularity map by pulling the records for each user and the items they have ordered. This also allows markers to be placed on the map along with the location feature within user profiles that was implemented by one of my other team members. The map HTML file displays the map on the local popularity map page and creates a sidebar next to the map that shows the top 3 movies in each area depending on what regions are selected. The base HTML file of Movie Store was updated to add the local popularity map to the top navigation bar on the website, allowing users to access the page if they are logged into the website. I then pushed all of these changes onto the main file of my other team members' Movie Stores project. And that is how I implemented User Story 1 along with my other teammate for this project.
Hi, my name is Na Nguyen, and I was in charge of helping to implement User Story 1. And for this user story, my job was to create like a profile settings inside like different profiles that included a location so that way the map feature could be implemented. So I basically only modified the accounts app, and the first thing that I did was that I created the profile HTML, and this is just for like when users log in, they can now view like their profile information and edit their location. And then I modified the forms file to include user profile. So this will take in like their country, state, city, and zip code that they are in. And this is for when they create their profile or create their user account, or if they choose to modify it later. And then in the models.py, I created a new class called user profile, and this is to take in like their location, so country, state, city, zip code, and the URLs. I just added a new URL path just for profile, and then views. So now, when a user is logged in, they can see their profile here. So this is only when they're logged in. And the only other thing that I changed inside of the files outside of the accounts app is in the header section, or in the header when users log in, now they can see a link for their profile, and this is only when they're logged in. And this is to help with the map feature implementation that one of my other teammates will implement. And after I've done all of that, I originally branched after I cloned one of our teammates' files, and then after I finished modifying, I just merged it back to the main and then pushed it out.
Hello, my name is Rand Ismail, and I implemented User Story 2 for the CS2340 Exam 2 replacement project. And so I will be briefly talking about my process. So initially, I just read the user stories and I tried to like understand. It was just asking to add a reviews feature to the movie store website. So I also just put that information into ChatGPT and I just followed the implementation that it had recommended. So I just changed the models file, and then I just added a rating class. And then after like every couple of steps, I would just like migrate just to make sure I wasn't having like syntax errors when I opened the website, which I still had many of later, but it helped prevent some of the big ones. The first error I experienced was having naming convention inconsistencies, and that was in a like HTML file. So I had to like work around that and fix it. And then eventually I got the features to work, but it doesn't look too good. Like it works, but it's just basic functionality. So I went back and I changed it to kind of look more like current, like the current like rating systems that we currently see on a lot of movie websites. So this is here, I selected 5 stars, but the previous rating was 3 stars and such. So yeah. I had multiple issues during testing. This was when I like navigated the website when I was logged out, and so I had to also fix that so that it would show like what the average rating is, and like force the user to log in so they can rate the movie. And then afterwards, I just sent everything over to GitHub, and that was all that I had to do.
So now to deploy the code onto Python Anywhere, I opened Terminal and CD'd into Movie Store, and then opened the virtual environment, and I tried to use git pull to put the code onto the Git repository, but it didn't work because of the SQLite file. That's the error on the right side of the screen. So then I did some research and did some more git commands that you can see on the bottom right of the screen in order to push my code onto the remote repository. I also had to do some migrations in order to put both the user story 1 and user story 2 onto the remote repository. And then finally, once everything was pushed onto Git, I just opened Python Anywhere and updated the Bash console to get the latest changes from my remote repository, and then reloaded the Python Anywhere site, and it was able to reflect all the new changes from the 2 new user stories we implemented. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Elliot, and I will be showcasing our user stories for the Movie Store website. So first, when we log in, just with a test account, we can immediately see the local popularity map. When we click on it, you see the map fully loads with proper borders in every country. Zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, everything is visible. We click on a location, and we can see the orders from the location. And let's say we want to update it ourselves. We go to the movies, we go to Dead Poet Society, we buy 3, add to cart, purchase. My location's in Tokyo, Japan. So if I go to the local popularity map and click on Tokyo, Japan, it'll update with 3 orders of Dead Poet Society. As you can see, Dead Poet Society. And if I log out and go to another account, local popularity map still loads, and click on Tokyo, Japan, it still updates with 3 orders of Dead Poet Society. And next user story is to go to a movie's detail and give a quick rating without giving a full review. So let's say I like this movie, give it a 5-star, submit rating. Average from was 3, now it's 4, because 3 plus 5 divided by 2 is 4. Rankings did update. We can do this again for this one. 0 ratings previously, submit a rating, 5 stars, updated. Then log out, go to movies, Little Woman, still 5 stars. No visible review, even though it was just a quick 5-star rating. And Dead Poet Society, still rated 4 stars, even though there's only 1 type review. And that's it, thank you.